or when you're on a half-empty plane.
Agreed.
What happened to you? And you had to move seats to
I think
balance
I've
the
told
plane.
that story
Yeah, you did.
before in this talk. I had to
Yes.
move to balance the plane because the plane was so empty. I'm like, really? This plane weighs hundreds of tons and I am like
Come
80
this way,
kilos.
you fat fuck. I mean, sir.
Come here, fatty.
Yeah. And then when you started walking, they were behind you going, boom,
Oink,
bad, boom, bad.
God, Lord, she coming.
Wide load coming through.
That's not nice. I'm not even backing up.
I'm 80 kilos.
Oh.
You're 80 kilos of shit in a 5 kilo bag. Everyone's wrong, and this is why.
Well, hello and welcome to Whiskey and No Chill, where we get to drink whiskey and then argue about things that give us absolutely no chills, the things that really piss you off, the things that really wind us up. Sometimes interesting, sometimes unique, sometimes completely niche and no one else in the world knows about the things.
Or cares.
But you get to, because we're going to talk about it for the next 45 minutes or so.
Deal with it.
My name is Brad, and with me as always is my 3 foot nothing of pure anger. Her rage is as red as her hair. Cathy, how are you doing today?
Very good, thank you, Brad.
It'd be even better now that we have 2 glasses of whiskey in front of us.
Yes, it will be. It's about to be a lot better.
Because we're going to have empty glasses of whiskey in front of us.
Oh, well, actually, hadn't thought of that. It's quite depressing.
Luckily, we have extras. What are we drinking today?
Oh, well, this is our everyday whiskies. Well, bog standard whiskies, I would call them.
I like this. The supermarket specials.
Yeah, sure.
The ones you buy for that uncle you don't really know what to get them.
Yeah, and it's sort of the one step up from Tesco vodka or Tesco whiskey that you can get. Whiskey flavoured drink.
I like the idea of doing a home brand tasting one day. That'd be fantastic. Tesco, Sainsbury's. I bet Asda would have one.
Oh, God, they're going to be rough as a badger's arse, though.
That'd be fantastic. Rough as a... I'm rushing past that. So to get to the point, we have the Famous Grouse, the whiskey that you have given your father at least 3 times in his life. And up against it, we have the one, the only, the bottle is as green as the island that it's from, Jameson's. Jameson's?
Jameson's. I've never been a big fan of Jameson's. I don't know why. It could just be a weird north-south rivalry thing.
Is it southern?
From Dublin, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I've been to the distillery. Had a fucking amazing time.
I mean, how could you have a bad time? It's a place where they just give you booze.
I know. And then I got picked to do the whiskey tasting at the end. I got a certificate and everything. Got on the bus to go back to the hotel, and the bus driver came on the tannoy, and he was like, "Everyone, I've got a genuine whiskey taster. Give her a round of applause." And the whole bus was like, "Well, yeah, well done, fucking mush."
So you imagine that guy just does that stop once an hour? So 8 times a day, he's like, oh, what are the chances?
Oh, well done you.
Just sitting there all day, just writing it. I love it.
Oh, it's a very Dublin thing as well.
So this is not a podcast about whiskey. This is my semi-annual, my weekly reminder. This is a podcast about strongly held opinions. Granted, we're going to drink whiskey at the same time, and we're going to put you, Cathy, up against your outrageous claim that you can always tell Irish, and Irish is always better than anything else.
Yes.
By matching up whiskies 1 to 1. But we are theming our conversations.
Sure, absolutely.
And this week, your rage
is very much inspired by my trip home recently.
Oh yeah, on the tube back to wherever it is in London you live then?
Yeah. But I went back to the Emerald Isle and then came back here, and I had to experience airports on the way and have a lot to say.
I feel like airports are designed sometimes to make you just a little bit angry.
I really don't blame the airport for 90% of what annoys me. I blame the people at the airport. Not the staff. I am totally fine with the staff. I think they've got a really fucking tough job. Oh.
I didn't mean to interrupt your flow there, but I was like, that's really interesting. I'm just going to sip some...
Tell me more while you...
you rant on and I'll sip Jameson's or Grouse or whatever I've got. Oh, that'll wake you up in the morning, won't it?
Swapsies. I think I know which is which.
Just to... you just die in the corner.
Every time it gets near my nose.
This is everything that's wrong with life.
No, it's nice.
Oh, it's good for you. Grow hair in your chest.
Oh, maybe not then.
Sort you right out.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I think I know which is which. But which do I prefer, Brad? My poker face will never reveal.
So your airport trip went well then?
It was no worse than usual, but from the second I arrive, my reg just exponentially rises to a fever pitch. But usually by the time I've got to absolute seething rage, this is why my mum keeps a bottle of Bushmills next to the kettle, I think. Because I'm at my mum's at this point and have completely
Get off the plane, kick the door open.
Yeah. Whiskey! I'll hug you later.
Oh, no.
Before we drink the whiskey, though,
Yep.
because I got these online, and I would like you to read to our lovely listeners what Amazon had to say about the set of whiskey. Speaking of things that sent me into a blind rage, give that a read.
Other purveyors of
services,
whiskeys,
yeah.
Other online giant delivery services are available.
Apparently.
Whiskey mature alcohol bottle set. I'm going to say that again because I got it wrong. Because apparently I can't read. I'm not going to leave it in because it's funny.
Nice try.
Whiskey miniature alcohol bottles set. Selection of 5 times 5 centiliter Scotch single malt. Irish whiskey alcohol miniatures for Christmas gifts for men. Stocking fillers, birthday gifts for men with top line card. I can't think of anything in there that would in any way trigger you whatsoever.
What's that?
Also, who measures whiskey in centiliters, I tell you? Exactly, I can see why you're mad.
Yeah, use Imperial. Said 3 countries in the entire planet.
Isn't it like 2.5? Because in this fine country, we half and half it.
Oh, 3.5 then.
Because miles an hour, but...
We've got the States, Myanmar and Liberia.
That's the company you want to be keeping.
Those are the 3 countries that still do Imperial, and then us sort of halfsies.
We just gave up halfway through?
Yeah, there's still some things that you use in the UK, you still say you're X amount of stones.
Do you? I don't know what a stone is.
It's pounds. 14 pounds.
That doesn't help.
No, not at all, because it's the most complicated fucking system ever. How do you divide things by 14 off the top of your head? Anyway, the airport. Let's talk through a trip to the airport, shall we? And I'm going specifically to use Heathrow Terminal 5, just as an extra annoyance. You get there, and it says, departures. And you go, grand, I'll go to that direction then. And then you go up the escalator, and then the sign says, arrivals, and nothing else. And you go, oh, where did departures go? And there's no signage and you can't find it. You have to go into the building and up the indoor escalators to find departures because they've given up on signs because they want you to take the lift.
I was going to say, we have mentioned before, we travel a lot for a living. It's what we do, I think, more than most would expect considering our lives. But I've been to Heathrow before. I've spent many a day in Terminal 5. And you went past a sign that said, take the lift, it's quicker to get to the escalator to get lost. The sign says, take the lift, it's quicker.
I'm not getting on the lift.
I agree with you. I take the escalator too when I get to Heathrow. I don't know why, but I do.
Yeah.
But I've never gotten lost before.
But there's no signs that say departures anymore. They just stop happening. Himself agreed with me.
All right.
Because I was like, watch this when you see what happens. Watch this. Did you see that? Where's departures now? And he politely agreed with me.
Oh,
because he's met me.
Halfway through that, my stomach growled so loud. I hope the microphones pick it up. I'm going to check that later on.
You should have eaten more pizza. Even if you don't go to Terminal 5, though, even if you go to 2 and 3, you're still instantly irritated by the lunatics who seem to think the Travelator is a funfair ride. fucking walk. The whole point of that thing is so that you walk quicker. You don't get on it and go, wee! The floor's moving.
I think
Get out of the fucking way.
there's like 3 types of people you see in airports, right? There's the person who does this like literally for a job. So you've either got your air crew in uniform or not, or the traveling salesman who is just dead inside.
Yeah.
Doesn't know what time zone he's in, doesn't know what country he's in, doesn't matter, just literally flies for a living.
Like Fight Club.
Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that. I've seen that guy before.
Or single serving friends.
Yes, I do love that line. You've got the family and the dad who is like just dying on the inside.
Oh, yeah, those people.
I watched a man once.
I'm so sorry for them.
At the American border in, I think it was in Dallas, and like an hour and a half wait to get across the border. And there was mum and dad, and that arrived from a flight in France. I assume so because half the queue was speaking French, and that was not our flight. And I want to say 3 to 4 teenagers. And I can't put a precise number on it because they were never in the same place at the same time.
The ever-shifting teens.
He gave 0 fucks.
Oh, wow.
As they just like screamed and danced around him, and he slowly died inside.
Yeah.
And then the queue snaked back and forth, and every now and then we got close enough to, I think it was like a Marriott hotel that must have been above us a few floors, and the Wi-Fi kicked and the kids just like went silent.
Oh, thank God.
And then they got out of range and they just went back to running in circles. And every now and then in French it's just like, oh, where is number 3 or whatever? And then I'm like, oh, fuck if I know.
I don't know. Wait for the Wi-Fi to kick back in and we'll find them.
And
Jesus.
like, I think he got all 4 kids across the border. I couldn't tell you. But it wasn't my problem. We separated at some point. It was fine.
It's his problem now.
His problem now.
You forgot a group. The absolute twat who is out to ruin my day.
Oh, that's only 2 of my groups. I mean, yeah, there are the people who have clearly never been to an airport before.
Yeah, or the planet of Earth before, or have learned any sort of sense of like paying attention to the people around you before. So, use your brain.
I feel like there's an absolute twat story that you'd like to share.
Look, this podcast is only half an hour long. I don't even have time to talk about the myriad absolute twats I've encountered. It would take too long. But so you've got to the airport. Well done you. You've checked in online, presumably, because you're not going through that nightmare, especially in Belfast. You try to check in at the desk in Belfast and everything you do will be called wee. Do you just want to pop your wee bag up on the wee escalator, on travelator there? Thank you. Do you have your wee passport? Oh, you're a wee bit over the weight limit, I'm afraid. That's going to be a wee fine. Fuck off. Check in online, therefore. And you go to security. Here's your first like starter for 10 for absolute knobbishness of all the people who get there and then start rummaging through their bag. Before they even beep through the gate, they're like, oh fuck, liquids is a thing? I didn't know about this. Since when can you not take liquids on a flight? Since the fucking Wright brothers flew, you couldn't take liquids on a flight. You pillock, what do you want? Duct tape to the chair like that guy with the shoe ball. That happened.
I do remember that. I remember that I have to take my shoes off now because of him.
I don't have to take my shoes off. They never make me take my shoes off.
What?
Oh, as if we gutties on, they don't care.
What
do you call it? Pinsoles.
Yeah.
I don't. Fucking an absolute arsehole who I know went to the airport with fucking cowboy boots on and then lamented at length to us that the security made him take his boots off.
Have I met this arsehole?
No, you haven't.
Oh, that's a shame. I was thinking of who it could be.
I'm like, where have you been? What makes you think you could? And why are you annoyed at the staff? They didn't invoke these rules, did they? They're just enforcing them.
I have to admit, granted, traveller, done this before, I will dress in a way that makes security easier.
Yes.
Like belts, no. Running shoes, obviously.
Yes.
No boots, no soles, nothing like that. Yep. And I pack my bag in a manner that unpacks quicker.
Yes.
The laptop's accessible, the liquid bag's on top.
Yes, right next to it.
If I even take liquids.
Yes. To the point now that whenever I put my bag in the tray, if they come over and start telling me what to unpack, I'm like, this is my first time, son. I know what I'm about. Look at me. While you're telling me, I'm taking them out. In your face. On it. Yeah. Absolutely on it. And I'll tell you one thing that was almost like a horror movie where I was with himself. We got to the thing. I was like, no, you've got a queue of businessmen, lonely looking bastards over there, and you've got families over here. Yeah. Let's go over there. Got in this queue, fired through it, speed of light, no bother at all. I put my stuff out.
Like a ninja.
Like a ninja.
Like 3-foot Irish ninja.
Yeah. kicked my shoes off, the whole shebang. And I looked round and himself was farting about with his belt. And I was like, it was him the whole time. The one person I didn't expect to hold up the process.
Yeah. My favourite tricks involve in the queue as you're walking up, just take everything out of your pockets, just put it in your bag.
Yeah.
Or put it in your jacket and then put it on top.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
Yeah.
And you get there and you got nothing in your pockets, in your pockets, no.
Yeah.
Liquids, here. Laptop, yes.
Yes.
I love those new scanners now. They're magic. But you don't have to take things out of your bag.
Yeah.
I said that so fast. I'm so excited.
I know.
It just made my life so much better.
Just donk. And then you stand there like a wee cowboy for a second.
Yeah.
And then off you go.
The funniest thing about those is now you've got this poor security guy being like, don't take your liquids out of your bag.
Yeah.
Don't take. And I'm like, you should. Yeah. Would you like my laptop? No. No. Leave it in your bag. The sign says leave in your bag. You leave it in your bag.
Last time I was there, they were like, at me. And I went, really? You've got the new scanners? He said, yeah. And I was like, brilliant. And he was like, I know. We had a whole thing about it.
Oh, no.
The time before that I went, the guy was like, all liquids have to come out of your bag, all of your jams, your honeys, and I said, not my jam. And he goes, yeah, sorry, you have to take your jam out. All right. So I took my liquids out. And he was like, sorry about that. And I said, you may take my honey, but you'll never take my jam. And then ran through the gate. He laughed.
He's probably still laughing about this random right-wing manga chick who's just like... And then she quoted like...
Braveheart?
Yeah.
No. You know, they've got such a shit job because they're dealing with two groups of people, the security people. They're dealing with people who are like, woo, we're going to fucking Magaluf or whatever, woo! And you're, oh, for fuck's sake. And you've got the twats who are going, what do you mean I can't take a 2-litre bottle of fucking Kiora on the flight? Since when? Why are you enforcing this rule? Like, yes, because I'm in charge of all airport security. I did this to ruin your day. I'm just here to do my job. That's my whole job.
Do you want to know how old and rural I grew up? I remember flying commercial airlines in New Zealand when I was a child, when men used to carry their guns onto the plane. And so what you would do, I remember the stewardess saying if the gentleman could keep their shotguns between their legs during takeoff, that'd be great. And if you were carrying a rifle...
Gentleman.
Yep. And so you just handed in your ammunition on the way in and got it on the way out.
Ladies can't have whiskey or guns.
No, or no, absolutely not. And you used to go duck shooting at the right time of year, and so people just fly around New Zealand with guns over shoulder or in bag on the plane.
Or between their legs during takeoff and landing. Yeah.
For safekeeping, keep your rifle between your legs during takeoff and landing, please.
Unloaded, presumably.
God, I hope so. I do remember that with rifles, they used to take the bolt out of the gun and used to hand them in, and they gave them back to you on the way out.
Oh, makes sense.
And you had to get the right one, obviously, which is a bit of a thing.
Oh, no, I'd have to label
things would work out. But yeah, with shotguns, just like, off you go, on your merry way.
Shit.
Those were the days.
Oh, yeah.
I remember being invited into the cockpit. That was a thing I did a lot.
Yeah, little boys got to do that. It's another thing little girls never got to do.
Seriously?
I don't know anyone my age who got to go into the cockpit. My brother got to go. Yep. Bullshit. Where were we? Oh, yeah, security.
You don't like the world?
Oh, I don't. No, not at all. It's not the staff. Just fucking learn the rules. And they email you the rules before you go. And they're not hard. It says don't bring explosives or liquids through. That's really quite straightforward. But the number of times where you see some bent going, makeup is liquid? Well, yeah, it is. It's a paste, which it specifically said in the instructions. So take all your makeup out of your bag that you need to look like this sort of alabaster, uncanny valley fucking Vulcan that you do. It just really annoys me. Like, how is it so hard to just follow the fucking rules? To get through the airport. These aren't just, I don't care how menial and arbitrary these rules are. You're trying to get on an aeroplane, right? That's pretty dangerous. If one person goes mental up there, you're all doomed. So just follow the rules and shut up and stop arguing with the staff.
Poor guy getting paid minimum wage to try and keep us safe.
Yes, exactly. Poor and you're being all, what do you mean lipstick's a paste?
I used to fly with someone who, her previous job, before she did our job, she was a professional model.
Ooh.
And she, like most, and I have genuinely worked with a handful of models before. And like most of them, they're thin and 6 foot tall.
Like yourself, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, obviously. And look like normal people, apart from the fact they're tall and thin. They're just like normalish. And then you see a photo of them fishing, like,
what?
Like double take type thing. Like, how much makeup does that take type thing?
Yeah.
But like, we went to a work thing and went through City Airport. I love City Airport. I love City Airport because you arrive and like 5 minutes later you're on the plane. It's just easy. And they've designed it around being quick.
Yeah.
And she was just like, oh no, I just chuck a couple of pieces of makeup in a Ziploc bag. I never put it all on there. They just expect to see something. So I showed them something and everyone's happy.
Yes.
And like normally they don't find the makeup and they never found my drugs before. I'm like, what?
What?
What? Like how, what?
Do you mean ibuprofen or?
It was a whole thing. Like, what are you doing to me? Because I am the most vanilla person in the world.
Yeah.
I am such a rule following. And she's like, yeah, you put some makeup, it'll be fine. And they don't search your bags or anything. And she just never had a problem flying.
Yeah, so you're like pound of cocaine wrapped in like cling film and duct tape.
Well, I did say she was a cliche model. Did I tell you that?
Clearly, yeah.
Yeah, speaking of taking a literal brick of coke onto a plane, my delightfully innocent family member cousin from New Zealand, like every Kiwi, turned a certain age and then pissed off here to Europe on a big OE.
Oh, yeah.
And spent a year over here. And had a good time, and it was all good. But when she was packing a bag, she had her favourite detergent that she had to take. And like, brilliant, cool, whatever. You have sensitive clothes or whatever reason, you have to have your brand detergent for your big trip. And it was a powder, not a liquid.
Oh.
But she was worried about it leaking, but she didn't want to take the whole container. So she put it into a Ziploc bag, and then she didn't want to explode. So she wrapped it in plastic wrap and clear tape. And she literally got pulled up at the first security guard. It was like, love, why are you carrying a brick of white powder in your carry-on? She's like, oh, it's
my white's whiter than white?
Yeah, exactly. It's my favourite detergent. And she's like, you do get what this looks like, right? She's like, no. She genuinely didn't see it through.
It's like detergent. What?
Yeah. She's like, oh, my blood. God. Like, some people are truly innocent. And that was, to be fair, the first time she flew internationally. But some people just should know better.
Yeah, 100%. What are you doing to me? I was going through security and they pulled my bag over to search it. And they searched it and then they went, huh? And then they searched it again and they got increasingly frustrated. And then finally they just looked at me and they went, do you have a snow globe in here?
A snow globe?
A snow globe? I went, what? He said, do you have a snow globe in here? I said, no, it's July. Why would I have a snow globe? They were like, fine. And then put it through the scanner again. And I don't know what things in my bag aligned to make it look like I had a snow globe in there. But that was really weird.
I am the guy that gets randomly picked.
Oh, really?
I think I personally get randomly picked so much.
But you said that you're paranoid whenever you're in the airport.
Oh, yeah. I just assume that someone has slipped a gun or a bomb into my bag.
Yeah, but maybe you're
like I
all
just
swirly.
forgot and left my 9mm in there or something like that. So, like, that's just a normal thing. I just assume that they're going to scan my bag and find, like, an Acme-style cartoon bomb with a fuse coming out of it.
An alarm clock.
Or 3 sticks of dynamite with a literal alarm clock taped to it and be like, what are you doing to us?
It's not mine.
I had a false alarm once where I had something on me that read positive. And I was like, I had to explain who I am and what I do. And like, oh, yeah, that checks out.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I know someone who was bringing, like, marzipan, an alarm clock, and some cabling in it. But the marzipan, like, cake or whatever was in a metal tin.
So it was just like Semtex and alarm clock on top.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly it. And they were like, what is this? Oh, shit. Smells of almonds. Run.
Oh, no. They do this really douchey thing with the people that clean your plane. These people have the worst job in the world.
Oh.
I mean, we've talked before about do not disturb signs and how shit it is to be a hotel room cleaner and how you have to clean like 3 hotel rooms a second or something to keep up.
Yeah.
They have to clean that plane in like 10 minutes flat.
Yeah.
And it's just like they have this militant operation. The last person leaves and this flood of people just flood through, clean the plane and flood out again.
Yep.
And every now and then they do these security drills where they'll put something on the plane and it's a dummy bomb, and it just says, this is a testing device to look like a bomb. Like it literally just bright red just says, not a bomb on it.
It's one of the staff in the corner going, tick, 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 tick.
Oh, Brian. Stop, Brian. It's a bomb. Take it seriously.
They don't take any more, Brian. They vibrate. Oh, sorry.
But the thing is, if they don't find it, they get in the real shit. So someone just slips it into a seat pocket or whatever as a training drill, and then they come through and they clean the entire plane. And let's be honest, they don't do a perfect job, and I don't begrudge them that.
My job is to clean, not to search for bombs.
Yes, but then they're like,
dog on.
if you don't find the bomb, they get all sorts of shit. It's a whole.
For
fuck's sake.
That's really unreasonable.
I agree.
I'm a cleaner. I'm not like the cleaner from Pulp Fiction. I'm not here to like clean up your crime scene. Give me a break. Where did we get to? Security. I'm still not done. Not even a fraction done. Oh, the whiskies almost are. I'll speed up. You get through security because you played ball. You've dealt with all the fucking idiots that don't know what they're doing or start undressing or took everything out of their bag because they put their laptop right at the bottom under all their clothes and now they're having to rip the whole thing out. There are some airports that my brother and I refer to as having the naughty step, right? So if you're in the queue and you turn up and you haven't got your shit together, the guy will be like, go to the naughty step and go and sort your shit out over there. And you've lost your place in the queue, you can fucking rejoin it. Thicko.
Whoa,
Yes.
That's rough. Back in the queue.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
Get back in. Go in the naughty step, sort your shit out, and then you can come back and have another stab at, I think that's wonderful. And every time someone got sent to the naughty step, they had the joy of watching me, watching them going, ha ha, stupid. Really fucks me off. Absolutely it is. Oh, and then you've got through security. And this is where I go absolutely insane. This is where I actually say things to people. Come out the other side and you've got lunatics draped over that conveyor belt thing, waiting for their shit to come out. And their shit rolls out and then they stand there and redress themselves at the conveyor belt while everyone else waits for them to, I missed a belt loop. I better fix that. Tee-hee. Putting their fucking belt and shoes back on. There's a whole thing over there. Lift your tray and put it over there. And then crucially, put your tray away. Put it back in the thingy. Don't leave it on the conveyor belt. So you've just got this train of the tray so nothing can come out. And then I start huffing and puffing and snarling at people. And I start putting all the trays away. And then some idiot thinks I work there and asks me a question. I don't work here.
Just tell them something, it'll be fine.
It's the only one who could read signs that say, put your tray away.
Oh, I'm sorry, and how are you? Gate 2 is definitely that way.
Yeah.
Spoiler, it's not.
Yeah.
Runs off.
Have you tried fucking off? I would highly recommend it. Stop getting redressed there. And I make a real point of as soon as my thing rolls out, I'm like, excuse me, lift my tray, give everyone the dirtiest look I can muster and move out of the way. And then redress myself at my leisure.
Yes, I was really happy when they invented that place to take your tray to between the security lines, which isn't a universal thing. Lots of airports don't have that. And I'm like, what are you doing to us?
I move it anyway. I go to the area where they search people. You know that bit. And redo it there. Get the fuck out of the way. Are you not aware that there are other people in the airport? It's not just you here. This isn't the tube. You can't just pretend no one else is here.
The London Underground is a place where you just pretend that you're by yourself and just ignore the world. Don't acknowledge anyone else.
Yeah, you've got earphones in, you've got a phone, you can completely tune everyone out. Then you're in the airport, and if you're lucky, there will be somewhere where you can just quickly grab something roughly edible, push it into your face and then get on the plane, right? Or if you have access to the nice lounges, then you arrive a bit early and then you wait around in style.
Obviously.
But if you go to the likes of, I think, Gatwick and Heathrow and a lot of the Heathrow places, they've got sit-down restaurants.
Yep.
I haven't got time to wait for the fucking waiter to come over to ask me what I want, then bring it, then eat it, then get their attention to pay the bill. My flight's in 20 minutes. Come on.
The thing I don't get about that, because there's different ways of flying, I get that. We're not all flying fancy pants class around the world too much.
No.
But even if you're flying from Heathrow or Gatwick, you're going long haul, they're going to feed you on the plane.
Yes.
Now, if you're flying somewhere shorter haul or they're not feeding you, I understand you might want to get some food in the airport.
Yeah, but just hammer something down you.
Yeah, grab a sandwich, grab something to take with you. Yes. All brilliant, all good, no harm, no foul. But You're right. You don't go to the airport,
For fine dining.
then have a restaurant meal, then get on the plane. If you're going long haul, the next thing they do is they feed you immediately.
They feed you so much food to shut you up and keep you sat in your seat and happy.
I think that's part of the theory. They overfeed you. They're like, oh, look, it's nap time.
Booze,
Turn the lights up. Turn the lights down.
Yeah.
Turn the heating up.
Yes.
Oh, you like it on a drink, sir? Brilliant.
Yeah.
I call that the British Airways approach to flying.
Yes.
Oh, did you like a glass of wine? Here's 4.
Yeah. Here's a pint of wine, followed by a pint of brandy.
Get it down here, have a nap.
Yes.
Very British.
Go to sleep and shut up. So where have we got to?
You're through security. You've punched the guy in the face.
Yeah.
Exactly. You found a sandwich.
You go to your gate, and then it's like, okay, so we're going to be boarding your flight soon.
Mm-hmm.
So just chill out, and we'll call your boarding group, and then get up and join the queue.
So that's your cue for everyone to stand up and bum rush the gate, right?
Yes, 100%. And then stand around looking grumpy while the express fancy pants people get on first. Ooh, look at me. I pay business class for a 50-minute flight. Really hope you enjoy your special treatment of like, I don't know, you get your little bottled water in a glass instead of out of the bottle. I don't know what you get in business class for like London to Ireland flight. Oh, now for the worst bit. The worst bit of all. Fuckers. Just get on the plane, yeah? And your seat's like 7B or whatever. So you go to 7B, get the fuck out of the way.
Yes.
Tuck in, you absolute prick. Don't stand there doing a fucking Magic Mike striptease, taking your coat and whatever else and stuffing it while we all stand there waiting for you. My seat's 27. Give me a break. Just because you had to flip and skip the queue because you wouldn't wait for your fucking group to get called. So now we all have to wait, even though we're all at the back of the plane. And you're like, oh, which book will I read? I'll just root through my bag before I put it in the overhead. Just get the fuck out of the way. Get everyone in their seat. Then you can dig through your bag for all the shit that you should have had handier. You've been sitting in the lounge waiting to board this whole time. You could have dug a book out and taken your coat off in that time. But no, you're doing it now. You're holding the whole plane up, you bastard.
This is part of my how to pack your bag properly. Again, is having what I call a go bag.
Yes.
And that go bag has your book, your phone, your headphones, your charging cable in it. And you pull it out and you hurf your bag in the overhead locker and you leave it there for the flight. And your little go bag goes in that little pouch in front of you.
And why is everybody bringing a full-on suitcase now as carry-on luggage? Everyone's got a wheelie suitcase that they're calling carry-on.
I begrudge the airlines for this. The second they started charging for bags, I want the absolute maximum I can take of the plane, then you prick.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
That is 100%. Their fault. That is 100% their fault.
I have flown back to New Zealand carry-on only before. And it's like all the way to New Zealand and back, literally with one carry-on bag. And I put my entire life on an embarrassment of a bag, on a small country of a bag. Just like, I'm embarrassed carrying this bag on the plane, but it's within the rules.
Yes.
And also, you said I can have a laptop case as well, so I'm putting some extra clothes in that.
Yeah, 100%.
Thank you very much. And I'm sorry, but I'm doing it because you charged me for a bag. To go to New Zealand. That's 24 hours on a plane.
Bullshit.
It's awesome.
I took a backpack on the flight for an 8-day trip to Egypt.
Egypt.
Okay,
just checking.
Feckin' Egypt.
Feckin' Egypt.
My mum at the vet. She turned to the new receptionist, right? She goes, we'll call the vet Bob. I don't know. I don't want to say his name, but my mum turned to this new receptionist and she goes, I believe Bob's in Egypt. And the receptionist went, no, I don't think so. He seems very nice to me. And my mum was going, what? In Egypt. Oh,
it's like my favourite dad joke ever. He's in denial. He's in Egypt? What's he doing there?
Well, not addressing his problems, that's what.
Yes.
Yeah, backpacks, way forward. I am on that plane. I am in my seat. I am out of the way. I hoof my bag under the chair where I have ample leg room, by the way.
Yeah, it must be hard.
Yeah, I sent you a picture once of me just kicking my feet in my airplane seat. That's nice. And then you're on the plane. Then things sort of settle down. you've got fewer pricks. Unless someone's brought a screaming baby on.
Yeah, you've got proximity at that point.
Yeah.
And I don't begrudge the baby screaming, right?
No.
That kid's having a shit time.
Frankly, I'm more upset for the parents, really, because they're like, oh God, everyone on this plane hates me. So, no, we don't.
Oh, no.
Your kid.
The person I hate the most is I was on a long haul flight once and there was a baby screaming and it sucked. And I get that for everyone involved, especially the parents and the kid, like you say. And the person next to me, honest to God, got the little finger and pushed the in-flight button, and the hostess, steward, flight attendant came over. He went, can I help you, sir? And he went, yes. Can you do something about the baby, please?
Can you throttle that baby, please?
Yes.
Yeah.
And she was
do you
just
break
like,
its neck?
what do you want me to do about the baby?
Just smother it.
Yeah, just put a pillow over its face.
Yeah. Shh. Wow.
Oh, that guy. That was a prick.
So you've flown. It's been tolerable, unless, some dickhead decides they want to go to the toilet. Really? It's a 50-minute flight. What's wrong with you? You need to see a urologist. Anyway, you land, right? You've landed. We discussed previously the dipshits that stand up immediately and are all like, ooh, let's get off the plane immediately, because that's how that works, because this is like a car. You just need to park it and then I can jump out. So we've already ranted about those lunatics. You get off, you get up, you get to the door, and what do you see? The fucking bus.
Oh, that's terrible luck. Terrible luck if you hit the bus.
The bus.
Yeah.
I hit the bus so much, and I can't explain why, really. But it just ruins the magic of the whole trip, because you were really enjoying being like, woo, we're flying, holy shit, and now we're on a whole different landmass, potentially. Or I was anyway. And then they're like, get back in the bus, cattle. Oh, but I was fancy pants. I was flying. And now you want me to squeeze onto this cattle cart.
Like the central line at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
There's something about and the bus trip is just as quick as walking, right? But it just doesn't seem it.
It takes a million years. You're squeezed on there. My face is armpit height as well. So, of course, I'm crammed into all these people who've just been sat on a flight. Disgusting. No one has any sense of personal space. They don't take their backpacks off. So you're getting donked around the head.
Borders. Having to cross national borders is just a definition of stressful.
Well, I don't think countries are real.
No. Normally it's the American border, because the Americans are particularly douchey about their border. I got to Morocco once on a personal thing, and we got to the border in, I want to say Marrakesh. And then they stuck us in a room, and then someone came and put some desks out, fold up off the desks, plastic tables. I'm like, what's that guy doing?
What's this?
And then some dude pulls out the 1990s, 386, a computer, plugs it into the wall, boots up Microsoft, not Microsoft, MS-DOS on it. Where's this going? And then gets mad, then goes to get another computer, and then two guys have these two ancient desktop computers, and that's border security. I'm like, what is going on here?
Wow.
And then process us one by one by single finger typing every passport detail in one by one. It was amazing.
Oh yeah, because there's the whole immigration thing as well, which I don't have to do when I fly back to Ireland.
Picking up a bag, picking up your luggage.
I never check in
I
bags
almost
anymore.
never check in bags if I can avoid it.
I haven't, I can't.
There's something
can't bear it.
quite lovely about walking off a plane and just walking out of the airport.
Yeah, I love walking past them all and being like, later losers, I'm going to get the taxi that you're going to have to stand in massive queue for. Ha-ha! And away. Because I think it's well established at this point, a massive asshole. But at least I'm efficient.
At least I'm good at what I do.
Yeah, which is get through the airport with minimal fuss.
I love flying though. I genuinely do.
I tolerate it. I don't like any mode of transport where I can't change my mind.
Yeah.
So I don't like boats. And I just thought of going on a cruise. Billy Connolly put it best. He said it's prison with the option of drowning. So Alcatraz, basically.
I love any form of transport where cocktails are included. And cruises and flights are that.
Anyway, where'd we get to?
You're off the plane, you're safe.
I'm off the plane. I've tolerated the bus. I'm now in immigration. Yeah. So my friend came back to Heathrow from the place in Europe she's from. And it was just an absolute clusterfuck. And she was there for 3 hours trying to get through. It was just after Brexit. It was a disaster. People were so angry. And one of the staff at immigration stood up on a table and shouted at everyone, maybe if you went back where you came from, you wouldn't be in this mess. And everybody just sort of went, oh, well.
Really?
Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah. Luckily, that's never happened to me. I also have both a UK and an Irish passport.
Yeah.
So I just sort of play passport roulette, depending on the queue. And then I'm like, bye!
I used to know a guy who worked in the oil industry. And because of that, he had 2 passports.
Yeah.
He had what he called his clean passport, where he could travel to certain countries. And a slightly more exotic passport, which meant he could go to some other countries. And those countries didn't always get along, geopolitically speaking. So it was important to separate some of the stamps out when he was traveling different places.
Yeah, so they didn't go, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
You were theirs, bastard.
They're not our friends, bastard. Yeah. But they were both British passports. He just had 2. And you can do that. You can just write to the UK Home Office and say, I need 2 passports, here's why. And they gave him 2 passports. And he used to think it was really funny to leave the country on one and come back on the other. And he was messing with the man and sticking it to them. They don't know where I am.
Yeah.
Turns out the British government, we weren't tracking squat. It was like, oh, it's way too hard.
Yeah.
We're not going to do that anymore. So they just didn't for like 10 years. And he was so disappointed when he found out. He was like, oh, I was messing with you.
I was messing with the man. What happened?
Damn it.
Yeah. Oh, bless him.
Oh, he used to tell hilarious stories about working in different parts of the world.
Yeah. I would imagine so.
So, Cathy.
Yes.
Good timing. I'll finish the other one then, I guess.
You can finish that one. Oof.
You don't like that one?
Are you playing mind games?
Am I playing mind games with you?
Oh, no.
Oh, it's come to that time.
I don't dislike it. It just had a very unusual flavour, to me anyway.
So the problem becomes you have to put your neck on the line here. You have to make the call. And just to reiterate, this is the 3rd time I've played this game, and you're batting 0-2. You have never got this right.
Depends what my goal is. Is my goal to prefer Irish whiskey, or is my goal to guess which one is Irish whiskey? Because go.
You're correct. What you were going to say before I interrupted you was you correctly got the first one, but you preferred the Scotch. So I want to know which one you prefer.
In this case, and I will say I don't drink a lot of Jameson, so it's not a flavour profile I recognise. Recognise.
You've only had 1/2 a whiskey, by the way.
Yeah, but I'm very inarticulate. You should know that by now.
Considering we are literally speaking for people's entertainment right now. As I stumble through that.
Oh, shit, yeah. So I reckon that B was Jameson's.
Okay.
And I quite liked it.
Okay.
I think that A was Famous Grouse. And it grew on me. But initially, I was a bit, whew, that's a smell and a half.
I think I agree with you. I think the one that you've called the grouse, the first step I had, I'm like, whoa, that's not cool.
That's something else.
And I came around to it. I think it slowly killed my taste buds.
Possibly. Could be an element of that.
Do you want the good news or the bad news?
Oh, give me the bad news.
I'm awesome.
Oh no, I did it again. What the fuck is wrong with me?
The good news is you got it right.
Oh.
You genuinely did. You picked Jameson's and you liked it.
Jameson's, yeah. Jameson's.
Jameson's. I know it's a James's, so I struggle with that. Jameson's.
It could be Jameson's. It doesn't matter.
So yes, you're correct this time for once.
Woo!
The first time ever you have picked and preferred an Irish whiskey. How do we celebrate?
Oh, we drink some more.
Yay!
We've got more.
Because we are doing a double header tonight.
Yes. Because why the fuck not?
So this brings us to an end to this fun drinking session where we have talked about the thing that everyone hates, no one likes, but everyone loves at the same time.
Yeah, it's nice that we agree on something.
Airports.
Airports can get in the fucking bin.
Do you know what else everyone hates?
Oh, at the end of the podcast when they start plugging all their social media.
Exactly right.
So what are we doing?
This is the bit where we plug our social media. Did you like and enjoy our podcast? Well, you know, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Hell, 10 friends. And if you liked our material, you can find us on Instagram, Blue Sky, YouTube, or TikTok. And I could read out the URLs, but let's be honest, you're just going to Google it anyway.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Or you can find us on our website where we have links to all of these things at whiskeyandnochill.com.
But don't forget, our social medias don't have the whiskey in it because of the because we had it first and we spelt it, and then everyone was like, we're going to change the spelling, and that millions of years later has made it slightly more difficult for us to advertise our social medias, which are @andnochill.com.
Pricks.